This is Lawrence D. Adams. This is when spirituality and the game combines. You have the thinking class. And if you don't get it, it is your own ass fault. Don't be in denial. Today we're talking about manifesting in the game. But wait, does this stuff really work? I think that's something that everyone who wants to know about the game and manifestation. We went deep yesterday about forgiving. If you need to go back and listen to what we said yesterday about forgiving, all I'm doing is giving you an opportunity to change your perspective on how you view things. All I'm doing is giving you an opportunity to change your perspective on how you do things or how you see things. So today we want to go in. We are going. Let me put my little banner up. I knew I forgot something right quick, but we want to talk today. Tic tac, boom, 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 boom. There we go. Today we're talking about. We're definitely talking about manifestation. Wait, does this work? You know, a lot of people have questions on whether manifestation works. And I think that's a valid question. Is it a bunch of hocus pocus, bunch of, feeling good and goosebumps all over you? What's going on, Fear? So is it a bunch of, malarkey, or what is it? But I want you to really get this today, that manifestation is something that we do naturally. I don't care where you coming from, who your mama is, who your cousin is, and all that. It's something that we do naturally. Manifestation is something that we do naturally. It's something that we happen to do naturally. And when you realize that, then you realize that, you know what, I've been manifesting all this time. Let me adjust my lights right quick. There we go. Let's get this light correct right here. All right. It's something that we do all our life. And what happens is a lot of people do now. What's going on, Sharice? A lot of people have made it so complicated. Let me say that again. People have made manifestation completely complicated, and it doesn't have to be complicated at all. It's the most simplest thing ever. And let me get this principle out because I think a lot of people need to hear it. Normally, the most profound things are the simplest things. Normally, the most profound statements, thoughts, or principle are normally the simplest ones of all. So I need to clear that up because I think a lot of people come on to manifestation. Let me get my stuff. Come on talking about manifestation and all this kind of stuff. And the reality of it is, it's the most simplest thing in the world. Most simplest thing in the world. We do it all the time. We're constantly manifesting our thoughts. And when you realize that you're constantly manifesting your thoughts, what's going to happen is this. You're going to wake up and become conscious that you're manifesting your thoughts. When you become aware that what you think becomes your reality, you will be you don't need to go and become obsessive and every thought I need to watch because it may manifest. No, you don't need to do that. But what you do need to do is be very aware of what you think about and what you entertain. But the other side of this, you need to be very aware of what you feel. I said a couple of weeks back or a week so back or even this week, your feelings, in the words of Reverend Ike, actually gets the blessing. What you feel about a situation. Two things, your perception and what you feel about it. Think in your life, how you felt about something, actually how you, like we did yesterday about forgiveness, how you felt about unforgiveness kept you in what? Unforgiveness. What's going on, John the W? How you felt about unforgiveness actually kept you in unforgiveness. Like we talked about yesterday, a lot of people had this whole premise that forgiveness was hard. Who told you that to forgive was difficult? Who has tricked you into thinking that? It is only our perception and what we felt. So let's go into manifest. Does this stuff really work? Does this stuff really work, or is it a bunch of what's going on? Kenosha, nice camera work. You're catching the camera work. Y'all paying attention. Thank you. You catching it. Catching. I'm working 2 cameras at the same time. So yeah, I'm working it. Shout out to John O. Shout out to behind the scenes. We work on some stuff. But what we do, and I want you to get this, is that a lot of times you can hear all this stuff. You can hear all about manifestation. You can hear everything. You can hear me. You can hear other people. You can hear about the game. But let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. You can hear all the stuff about the game. You can hear all the stuff about manifestation. You can hear all the wonderful stories. I can give you examples after examples. I can tell you about this happening, that happening, this. But none of this is going to mean anything until you realize you got to work it. Until you realize that you have to work it. You got to work it. You got to work it. I don't care what nobody say. You got to work it. I think it's a delay. I got to fix that. I think it's the delay in the cameras, because I'm looking right now. It's a delay. I'm gonna fix that. I think it's about a couple of seconds off. But but you have to work it with the audio. Is it? Yeah, a little bit. But you got to work it. You cannot expect to hear all of this and you do nothing. And you do nothing. Let me give you some practical tools so that you can begin to manifest. I think I heard an example yesterday. I think it's sort of applicable here. And don't you take this out of context. Don't be trying to say, I'm gonna do this. I've been talking about, and I meant to say I was going to talk about this week. I was going to talk about revisioning. That means taking the situation that has happened, and I did it yesterday personally, that has happened, that was good, bad, or indifferent, and you revise it how you want it to play out. Let me say that again. So when you revise or revisioning, you take the situation, good, bad, or indifferent, and you rework it in your mind and with your imagination on how you want it to play out. Now, I heard some amazing testimonials on this, and this is applied to the game. And once you realize it, you'll be like, oh my God, why didn't anybody tell me about revisiting? Why didn't nobody tell me about revisiting? Why didn't anybody tell me that? And I'm going to tell you this story, and I want you to pay attention. And don't you, let me say this very clearly. This person should have went to the doctor, wherever the case may be. So let me tell you what this person did. So they heard this teaching on revisioning. This is manifestation. This is in the game about whether it works or not. And what happened is she was cooking, and she went and she happenstanding while she was cooking, cooking and doing everything she was doing. Guess what happened? She made a mistake and burnt herself. Oh my God, she burnt herself. Oh. So what she did was, after hearing the teaching, understanding the principles, and she's been working it, she went back and revisited when she got burnt. Instead of seeing the water hit her, because he was trying to pour water into a teacup, she actually got it on her and it burnt her. She went back to her imagination and seen herself putting the boiling water in the teacup. Now, what she did was she went over and over and over the situation a lot of times. She's seen herself not pouring in, hitting the water, hitting her, but she's seen her pouring the water in the teacup. What's going on? Top of the morning, Ronnie. She seen herself pouring the water into the teacup. When she did that, she went to sleep. She did that for a while, and then she went to sleep thinking about that. She poured the water into the teacup. When she got up, she noticed something. She noticed that the burn that was there had dissipated. Can somebody in the thinking guys tell me exactly what took place in that situation? I'm going to tell you the situation again. The lady was making some tea and she thought she was pouring water into the teacup and she made a mistake and poured it on her and burnt her. What she did was she went back and revised the situation where she seen herself pouring the water in the teacup. And she went over that. She felt that she was doing this. And then she drifted off to sleep. When she woke up a couple hours later, she noticed that the burn that she had pretty much dissipated. Can someone in the thinking class tell me exactly what happened? Top of the morning to you. Celebrate my birthday in Cancun, soaking up the sun and soaking up this game and knowledge. I appreciate it. Use your introspection in combination with your imagination. Can somebody in the thinking class tell me what happened? Was it a miracle or was it what happened? And I'm going to tell you something that's very powerful. I'm going to tell you what happened. We underestimate the power of our imagination. We underestimate the power of our mind and our ability to manifest. So when she went back and revised that she didn't burn herself, she went back and put it in the teacup. Her body had to respond to the new image that was there. What's going on, Sigma? Her body had to respond to the fact that what? She didn't get burned because there was no memory of it. There was no what? Memory of her getting burnt in her mind. Do you understand the power of the mind, the power of the imagination? And when you really think about it, you can apply this to the power of what? Game. You can apply this to game on so many levels. So let me break it down for those, because this is unapologetically, yes, a man's channel, but everybody comes to listen. So that rejection that you got from that particular young lady, you can reframe it in your mind how you want it to play out. How you wanted it to play out. So now that it doesn't become a rejection, it becomes a what? An acceptance. Y'all better catch what I'm saying. Y'all ain't ready for this level of game. Y'all want that little patty cake, baker's man game. So the rejection that you thought you had now turns into something that makes you glad. That what makes you glad? The rejection that you the rejection, she's like, I don't want you. With your little short self and your stubby beard, looking all like a looking like a pop bottle looking self, with your hair looking crazy looking self, with your clothes looking raggedy looking self. That girl now, if you go back into your imagination in your mind, you can reframe the situation and turn it into your favor. I'm not saying for you to go back and get the girl, because you may not even want her after all that. But you need to take that rejection and take the sting out of it. What did we talk about the other day? Take the sting out of it. Take the sting out of it. Take the sting out of it. Take the sting. Let me get my light, because I wanted to hit just right. There we go. There we go. Take the sting out of the situation, the lesson. Thank you, Jonathan. You take the sting out of it. So we say you went up for a promotion, and you know what they say, hey man, we ain't gonna be able to give you that promotion because of this and that. What you do now in reframing or revisioning it, you take the situation and you reframe it on the way how you wanted it to play out. When you reframe it on how you wanted it to play out, guess what's going to happen? You actually, how can I see this without getting so deep? your life now goes onto a different trajectory than when it was the first time. Let me say this, because this is going to be deep. I got to say this. Let me say this. I know you might disagree, may not agree. It's okay. I love it because I know it worked. I disagree. Once I know I'm not attracted to a man for whatever reason, there's no game can run on me because okay. Let me say this, because you're listening in the clouds and you come in. When we talk about game, we're talking about strategy. And I understand what you're saying because you're coming from that perspective. So you can disagree. This is just a law on how it works. So he said, I disagree because once I'm not attracted to a man for whatever reason, there's no game he can run on me because I don't care. But see, it's focused all on you. There's two parties, him and you. See, you never know your perspective or your perspective of him can change. Attraction is only a thought. Only a thought. Attraction is just a thought. It is not concrete. It is predicated on your thought, so it can change. At the end of the day, it's all information for you to draw wisdom from. It's all about perception. Thank you, John the W. So that's very, very, very true. It's about perception. So saying that, I really want you really to get this. You go back and you revise the situation when you say you didn't get the raise because you was upset because you were looking to do something and move around, groove, whatever you was going to do. You go back and you rework what took place about you not getting a raise. And then you see it how you wanted it to play out. Now don't be talking about you getting a raise and you ain't did no work. You clocking in late. You barely get to work in on time. You doing all kind of things. You taking 5-hour lunch breaks. Don't be talking about you gonna revise. You getting a promotion when you violated all the other laws. Why should you get a promotion if you ain't doing right? Why should you go back and revise the situation when you know at the end of the day you ain't being honest with yourself? So don't talk about you gonna use this and you ain't doing it. I'm just saying, because you know how people get when I revised and I didn't work. First of all, your work ethics are in the gutter. You ain't worth a dime anyway. Like my grandfather said, you ain't worth the quarter anyway. Ain't worth the quarter. So it has to be in line with you being who you are, that you're saying that you need to revise the situation. I need to say that because some people, and then same thing when it comes to this whole relationship thing. If you know you a scumbag and you know you think you a boss babe, and you talking about you want to redo revision on this, baby girl, baby boy, don't be trying to use this. It is not that type of party, because some people get to using this and think they're gonna do some witchcraft and I'm gonna get this person back, and you know you ain't worth it. You know your hair ain't combed. You know that wig is crooked. Attraction is never concrete. It's more akin to water. Sometimes it's all about the way the current flows at the time. Fluidity. That's exactly what it is. Attraction is just a thought. When I'm attracted to somebody, let me break this down because I think it's good because it's talking about manifestation. When I'm attracted to somebody, that means what? I have a thought that stirs up certain emotions that make say, that in them is me. And that in me and them are one, and I'm attracted to it. Let me say it another way for those who don't get it. The freak in you is going to attract the freak in them.
You can't make this up.
The freak in you is going to attract the freak in them because you just a freak. The thief in you is going to attract the thief in them I don't know why people don't want to. It's that simple. It's that simple. You attract who you are. So your attraction may wane because now this person did something that you didn't like, but at the reality of it, it's you. It has nothing to do with the other person. This is the biggest thing with manifestation and this whole teaching on the game of manifestation. It has nothing to do with anybody else. Let me say that again. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has nothing to do with anybody else. And to do with your mama, your sister, your brother, your cousin, your brother. It has nothing to do with anybody else. It has all to deal with you. I don't see. This is the mindset that has got all of us, even me, get me in bad shape. But what they did this and they did that, it was because they did this. That has nothing to do with you because it is your perception of what you think they are and what they did. It all comes back to you. That's why I teach the gospel of manifestation or the gospel of responsibility. I'm sorry. You can almost say you attract good and bad. Yes, you do. Because in reality, we look at it, Jonathan W., there is no good and bad. It's only what you prescribe as good and bad. There is no good or bad. It's only your perception of good and bad. There's no good or bad. It's only what you used to say, you know what? That's bad. Oh, that's good. How can you say that, LDA? That's not right. What happened to me was bad. It's your perception of that it was bad. You can change your perception of it and change and revise with the situation and turn it for your good. You can turn it for your what? For your good. No, you can't, Elder. Yeah, you can't do that. You can't change it for your good. I can't do that. Who has taken your power away from you? That you cannot change your perception on something that you see and what you are attracted to. Let me say this, because since y'all want to get there, right? Perception is truly subjective. Let me say this. Let me say that. What I was attracted to when I was younger is completely different from what I was attracted to now that I'm older. When I was younger, oh yeah, I was attracted to this particular type of woman. Oh my God! And look at it made me do cartwheels up and down in the park and swing on the swing. I was attracted to that type of woman. Now that I got older, and with change in perception and change in experience, now my perception of what I'm attracted to has changed. What normally used to attract me does not attract me. Things I was normally tolerate, I cannot tolerate today. Because it all starts with what? A thought. It all starts with a thought. It all starts with one single thought. So let's go back to this revision. So what you're doing when you revise something, you're changing your feelings about it, but you're changing your perception about it. The experience made me who I am today. Yes, the experience has made you who you are today. Let me dive into that. But it also, we said Frankie Beverly giving game today, giving back game. But it also can, if you change your experience of your past, it can change your experience of your future. Whoa. You said Frankie Beverly giving before I let you go. So let me say that again. If you change your perception of what took place and your feelings of what took place in the past, it would change your experience in the future. Give an example, LDA. Sure, I give an example. So if you have a track record of messing it up with women, every time you get around, you mess it up with women. You can't get the game right. You like on Life with Eddie Murphy and Martin Lawrence, you can't get right. Every time you do, you just can't get right. And that's your perception, and you think yourself, you can't get right. But once you get some game on you, strategy, and you begin to change your perception of who you are, you begin to change your what? Perception of who you are, and change those situations of how you viewed them when you couldn't get right with women. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to change the trajectory of how you proceed in the future. Yes, you are a sum total of your past, but you can be a sum total of an adjusted past if you know how to revise it. That's the real game. Let me say that. I think of I mean, I ain't telling nobody to go pimp, but I'm thinking of a famous pimp, and I'm not gonna say his name. When he first got the first young lady that he was going to go out there and make him some money, his mindset was that not of a pimp. His perception of him was not of a pimp. And so what happened was she had to teach him the game on how she comes back and bring him the money, and he does this. So he would get he would have that one, and then he would get another one and lose her. Because his perception of who he was and what he was doing was not concrete. So the moment he changed his perception of who he was, I'm saying it's only not for nobody to become a pimp. I ain't telling you to do that at all. Don't you ever think I said to do that. When he changed his perception, guess what happened? He kept the one girl, and he kept the second girl, and then the third one added on. Catch what I'm saying to you. Your past is the sum total of what you perceive it to be. If you can change the perception of how you see your past, guess what it's going to do? It's going to move into a different future. Let me help the Black community out. If you constantly singing, we shall overcome, and not we have already overcome, you're always going to be in a state of we shall overcome. And I love that song. So don't come over here talking about he coming against Black people. He said something to us. If you constantly in the cycle, we shall over, that is future tense. It never give a date when we overcame. And I need to say that for some people because some people don't get it. And I'm in your face about it. It never give a date on December 7th, 2024, we overcame. It is always in the future and never a designated date. We overcame this day. We ain't taking no more. We ain't taking nobody. I don't care. We ain't taking no prisoners. It's never a date when we overcame. I know what happened in the 60s, 70s, 50s, 40s, 30s, 20s, 1800s. I understand what happened. When you don't have a date or an end when we shall overcome, all you're going to be doing is constantly overcoming. Y'all quiet now. You're going to be constantly overcoming. You're going to constantly see the same stuff. These people keep on doing this to me. You constantly playing. Malcolm's, I went to the mountaintop and I've seen the glory. He's trying to get you to the end. Think about, not Malcolm, but Martin's speech of the mountain was trying to get you to see the end. Live from the end, not from where you are now. But they're doing this, LDA. They're doing that. Live from the end. Oh, my God. Oh, my. God. Oh my God. You can reimagine yourself several ways, several times. You can reinvent yourself several ways, times over a lifetime. The more fluent your imagination is, the more change you can experience. The issue is that we don't nurture our imagination. That is completely facts.
You can't make
that
this up.
So let me say that for y'all, for my Black people, and I'm all for this. On this, and this is the thing. We keep saying for the struggle. When does it stop being a struggle? When does it stop being the struggle? When does it become the victory? When does it become out of the blame game and the victimhood and reimagine a future where we live who we supposed to be? I don't know who this is for, who ain't gonna like it. It is what it is. But if you constantly living in this place of we shall overcome, you ain't never gonna overcome. It's like saying, I'm gonna get some macaroni and cheese, but you never get to the point where you go get the macaroni and cheese. We gonna get some macaroni and cheese. We're gonna get some macaroni and cheese. We're gonna get some macaroni and cheese someday. I will believe it with my heart. We're gonna get macaroni and cheese someday. Think about the words of that song. And I say macaroni and cheese purposely for you to get it, to pull you out of your slumber thinking and said, wait a minute, I've been bamboozled, I've been tricked. And saying, instead of saying then, I need it now. And I'm not against the song. I'm glad they wrote it, but the song was designed to keep you in the trap. The song was designed to keep you in the trap where you can't. It said someday. It never said today or yesterday. It never said, it never gives the date when we have overcame. Fiction oftentimes become nonfiction. So all y'all people who want to come, don't come on this broadcast talking slickly slick and slickly slick and talk about Black power when we realize that the real issue is not the Black power, white power, Chinese power. It is your imagination power. Who you see yourself is. In the words of the Elijah Muhammad, rise up, man. Really came from Marcus Garvey, and take your rightful place. Stand up and be who you're supposed to be. That starts in your imagination, and it starts in you realizing that I can manifest a brighter future than when it was. I know you may not like this. I know y'all like, oh man, that means I can't play the victim anymore. That means you can't give your power away to other situations, problem situations, and people, and realize that you are the main person who needs to be looked at. I promise you, when I began to start looking at it, it was me that had jacked up mind, jacked up way of thinking. Guess what happened? I had to change my way of thinking. You said, this sounds so easy. I told you at the beginning, the most profound things in this world are the simplest. The most profound thoughts are the simplest. The most profound music are the simplest, because we try to complicate things that's so easy. Manifestation is one of the easiest things to do. It's what we do naturally. Does it work? Baby, it's been working ever since the day you were born. Don't come on here telling me, well, this is stream. Well, it didn't work for this person and it didn't work for that one. What about the people at church? And what about the people they say have faith? I understand all that. You're going to give me all them nuances and everything like that. I'm giving you the concrete facts, truth of how this manifestation works. It starts with a thought in your imagination, coupled with feeling, and you see the end of it. Let me give an example. Let me make sure I get this clear. You're not thinking of it, you're thinking from it. So break that down, LDA, because I think some people need to hear it. Let's get my beer, you know. See, I like Frankie Beverly up in here before I let you go. Okay, okay. So if you want a house, you don't think of the house. What's going on, Trav? You think from the house. Let me say that again. You don't think of the house, you think from the house. So you don't think, oh, I want a house. You think, man, I just had a party at my brand new house. I just had a party at my brand new house. Complete brand new way of thinking. We're constantly manifesting. I don't know why I gotta emphasize this for everybody. You're constantly manifesting who the hell you are, like it or not. You constantly manifesting. Manifest. No, man, this ain't right. These women for the streets. Okay, you keep manifesting these women for the streets. I understand the stats. I understand what everything is saying. But if you entertain the thought that these women for the street, you will inadvertently, whether you like it or not, attract women that are for the streets. There are men. Let me say this because this is a man channel, unapologetically a man's channel. There are men who don't subscribe to that, who have the best relationship with women. Like an experienced author, you start from the end and work backwards and then right. That's it, Jonathan W. There are a lot of men who they don't even have to utter the word looking for a woman to submit. Uh-oh. Let me say that for this whole community, YouTube community and YouTubians. And, you know, these women don't submit. They can't cook, clean, and do right, this and that. They don't even utter those words because their perception of themselves and who they are, the woman naturally does it because of who he is. Uh-oh, this destroys a lot of people's theories and things like that. I'm just saying, let me say that. She naturally sees that, wait a minute, this man perceives that he's the prize. He has options. He can do this and that. I need to get my hind parts together and get in line with him. He doesn't even mutter the word, you need to submit. You need to get yourself in line. She knows because he only attracts women who submit to him. Y'all quiet in the chat room on this one. Only attracts women that, daddy, whatever you want to do. Poppy, I got you. Whatever you want. He's not worried if she's trying to play tricks or not because he don't deal with women like that because his perception is I only deal with women who's about my program. You see how that is the real game? That doesn't mean you don't need to learn about female nature or male nature. It means that you need to change your framework. What happens to mess people up, especially you men folks, is that what's going on, Joe Black, is that you get in the way with your thinking and you get all jacked up. You can refute me all you want. You can present all the facts. You can give me the stats from .com. It is the man who knows who he is, who manifests what he wants. It is the woman who knows what she is that manifests who she wants. He and she are a reflection of who they are, like it or not. That's manifestation. It works all the time. If you don't believe this manifestation doesn't work, you don't believe this manifestation sounds all trippy, this does sound like them mama say, mama sago makusai. If you believe that, check your friends, check your people that you interact with. They are constantly a manifestation of your thoughts. They're constantly a manifestation of your thoughts. Your friends, whoever you hang with, you get information from, and what you listen to online and what you entertain on Instagram are constantly a manifestation of your thoughts. You are forever, ever ever manifesting in your life. Check your friends. Check your friends, determine how far you're going to go in the future or where you're going to stay your asphalt in the past. You constantly manifesting all the time. There's some friends I can only talk for a couple minutes. There's other friends we can have 2-hour conversation because they are the reflection of me, and the ones that I don't talk to for that much, they are the old reflection of who I was, and we have nothing in common. You created your bad ending before the story even began because the author of your own, you are the author of your own life. Facts. So all this changes the whole narrative. I don't deal with let me say this. I don't deal with this whole narrative of the bad boss chicks. They somehow sniff out like, I don't like him. This automatically, I become a repellent to them because we don't attract. Why? Because we do not mesh. Let me say that again. I don't deal with the bad boss chicks. The ones I got, they guess what happens? If we do connect a little bit, it automatically it disintegrates. Because we do not mesh, I do not go for that because of who I am. Y'all wanted it. I'm giving it heat. So therefore, I don't have to do tons of videos on the female nature. This woman is doing that, and this woman doing that, and these men are doing that. You know why? They're not in my space. They're not in my consciousness. They're not even in my peripheral. I may look at them because they got some nice bodies, but that's only temporary. You would not be permanently parked in my I would not permanently park what I have in your garage. So true. They downplay you because of your preferences. Can't take it L. Correct. God don't snap. Right. Yeah. What I have cannot be parked in your garage. What I have cannot be parked in your garage. Take it or leave it how you think what that means. Take your own interpretation. You're privy to that. So I don't have to do what? There's nothing to deal with that. Women that I normally deal with, or the woman that I mean, wherever the case may be, knows how I am, and I only attract who I am. All that extra, and I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna. And I'm as happy as a lark because I'm constantly manifesting who I am. The problem is on these YouTube streets, Instagram and YouTubians and everything like that, we put the problem on the outside of us and not on the inner side of us. Let me give an example. I think I gave this example several months ago. It's a book I have by the doctor in Hawaii. And anybody remember I told this story? He was assigned to a particular hospital in Hawaii that was having problems. The people would call up all the time. There was constant shortage. The patients were running amok. And he was assigned to see these people and treat them. And what he did was pay attention, because this goes on with revision. This goes on what I'm talking about. Come closely and listen. He thought about that. He said, man, wow. And everybody was acting crazy. Patients were, seeing birds. There was no birds inside of the place. He would, and the administration barely wanted to show up. The paint was pulling off the wall. Everything was crazy. Nurses were going to give the medicine. They slide it underneath the door to the patients. And he was asked to come in and see these people and treat it. So this doctor, what he did was took down the names of the people that was there, the nurses, the doctors, and other staff and people that were there. And he began not to adjust them. He began his perception of them. Pay attention to this story. He began to adjust the perception of them. And when he began to do that, slowly but surely, the staff began to come on time. There were no call-offs. Patients began to be a minute discharged from the unit. What? Patients began to get discharged from the unit and brought back into the world, or we call it civilian life. So when they asked the doctor, well, how did you do it? How did this take place? Did you see the people? He said, I never seen a patient in the time that I was here. What? We paid you all this money and you never seen a patient? He said, no. But how did this all transform? He said, I adjusted what I seen on the outside of me on the inside of me. And when I adjusted my perception and my thoughts and my feelings about what was going on and said, I forgive myself for being in this situation and for all this happening, everything around him began to change. This is a true story that is very documented. I have the book over here. I got to see if I can find this over here. And it details the story of how this doctor did that. Do you understand the power that you have, not only to change you, but change everything around you? That's why manifestation works. That's why it's so powerful, why people want to keep you in a mental loop of playing the victim and not walk into your true power of who you are. That's why they want to keep you in the narrative. Stop that, Jada. They want to keep you in the narrative. There ain't no good women. There ain't no good men, because it's profitable. It is make money off of keep you in a place of manifesting your dysfunction. Let me say that again. They want to keep you in the loop of manifesting your dysfunction. Your what? Your dysfunction. So I keep telling you about these raggedy, let me say it that way. Tell you about these stars. I tell you about Megan. I tell you about Carly. I tell you about this one. I tell you about Johnny Depp. I tell you about what happened with this. I keep you in the loop to keep manifesting your own sugar, honey, iced tea. So you'll say, this stuff doesn't work. Yes, it does work. Because you keep focusing on crap, you're going to manifest some crap. If you keep focusing on sugar, honey, iced tea, you will manifest sugar, honey, iced tea. This is not to say that you walk around and be like, I don't see no evil. I don't see no evil. I don't see no around. It's when you indulge in it and your feelings get involved in it. That's when you're going to keep manifesting. You can see some stuff like, oh, that's bad, man. I don't believe that even happened. Okay. And keep it going. But when you begin to play it over and over and over and over in your mind, guess what's going to happen? You're actually getting ready to waste your time. So with that being said, to sum this all up, because I said a lot in this thing and I wasn't so organized like I wanted to be, manifestation works. Manifestation is something that you do whether you're conscious of it or unconscious of it. You have the ability to revise your past. As Jonathan W. said yesterday, we looked at fear. So would he revise his past with his mother of his child and his father? Guess what happened? He had a different outcome. But if he kept the same trajectory of seeing his father and his mother of his child the same way, he would have got the same results. It's the same with you. When you change your perception of your past, you change the sting and the emotional around it, guess what happens? You have the ability to walk in a different future. So that almost makes me wonder and want to say, let me say this, and this is sort of stepping out there. Sigma, we going to Jupiter. You might have stepped there for a minute and come back. It makes me say, you know what? There's not one path, but two paths or many paths. When you walk in your own music, you don't hear the nonsense of engage. You simply speak your own message and you dance by. Correct. So it makes me think that most people saying that there's only one way. We're not talking about religion. We're not talking about, now don't come over here with all that. Don't you dare do that. No, I'm just ain't that place. I'm talking about a path that your choice of your perception can take you down one path, or can take you down another path, or can take you down another path. It's all in how you perceive the path and your past. Too much game. Too much game. I gave some good concrete examples. And even too, let me be very clear. Let me be very transparent. Don't think that I'm teaching this and I, Lawrence D. Adam, is not at night and in the morning revising or revisiting or revising or revisioning some things from my past. Don't think that I am not looking at something that took place, good, bad, or indifferent, and say, let me reorganize that how it should be. Let me get full of the feeling of what should have took place. Don't think that I don't practice what I preach or what I talk about. Just last night, I can't tell you the situation because it ain't none of your business. But I had a situation I needed to revise. So I went and revised the situation how it should have happened. I went and I calmed myself down. I slowed down and I thought, this is how it would took place. Let me reframe it, revise it how it should have happened. Once I got the picture you can do this either with your mental visualization or you can rewrite it. And I revised the situation how it should have happened. And I did it over and over and over and over and over until I felt that my new situation or how I seen it was what? So real, then I let it go. Just let it go. I walked away, I did some other things, and I forgot about it. Just forget about it. Forget about it. I just forget about it. But I forgot about it. Just let it go, man. I just forgot about it. My story is what it is, but I always say that the focus comes to rewrite. You can rewrite your story. So I just forgot about it. I just let it go and let it take its course. But I revised, I revisited, I rewrote the story. Because remember what I said this week or last week? I think it was last week. You become living epistles. You get to write your story. Either it's an autobiography or a biography. You need to rewrite. So I had to rewrite that part of my story that was not correct. I had to rewrite the story that was not correct, or I didn't think it worked, it wasn't to my liking. And I did it. then I just forget about it. I just forget about it and let it go, man. Just forget about it. Forget about it. Don't worry about it. Just let it go. And when I did that, I'm watching now that the situation that took place has not only affected me, but it's affected the parties that were involved. It's affecting the parties that are involved. Does this work? I'm gonna tell you the truth. I'm gonna tell you the truth. Does it work or does it not work? And I got me some. I had to go to the Jamaican spot and get me some ting. Let me see if it comes up in the thing. Some ting. Yeah, man. Does it work? I'm gonna give you a good answer. It only works if you work it. I don't care what nobody say, even me. It only works if you get off of your duff and say, yeah, and you work it. I want you to take everything that I said. Don't believe me. You don't have to agree with me. But I am telling you, prove me wrong. Show me that it don't work. Put it to action. Put it to action. You don't got to believe me. You don't got to believe none of this manifestation in the game works. LDA could be talking. He could look looking like, what do you say? Frankie Beverly up in here with the beard and the hat. You can go. Don't take none of this. Man, he talking that crap. He talking that good game. Shout out to Good Game. Much love to you, brother Puka Duke. You can be talking all that craziness. Put it to work. Try it. I dare you. I dare you to see if this works. You don't even have to try. Just do it. Like the song says, do it. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Whatever you want. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Whatever it is. Do it. Do it till you're satisfied. Put it to work. Shout out to you, True Savage. Put it to work. If you don't believe nothing I said, you don't believe nothing this game I'm telling you about manifestation and you revising your past, don't believe nothing. Don't believe the hype. Come on here and prove me wrong. Come up here and tell me I tried it. First of all, you say you tried it, that proves that you already messed up because try is a weak word. You did it and you put it in action and prove it. See, this is the problem that, let me say this, I gotta go. I got 1 minute. This is the issue here on YouTube and everyone else. We hear all this good game. We get all this wisdom and knowledge, and we don't put it to work. Put it to work. Dare you. If you man enough, you woman enough, you can stand on your 10 toes. You got all this vibrato in your voice. You want to stand up and say this. Prove the point that what I'm saying does not work. Go ahead and prove it. I put you to task. I dare you. Put it to work. I manifested so much stuff you wouldn't even believe. Put it to work. Because most of the times, if we were to trace it back, it was your mind that was jacked up and all you want to do was complain. That's the reason why the game didn't work for you, because you still a lame. You said the game don't work because you are a freaking lame. Put this game to work. See if this manifestation don't work. I dare you. Sigma said something good. Test drive it. That's what y'all need to do. Go test drive it. Put it to work. Don't be a coward about it. Put the practice to work. And I didn't even give the how-to to do it yet. Put it to work. I dare you. If you make some revisions to your past about some situation and see that it doesn't adjust your future, put it to work. My camera's starting to come down. Put it to work. Promise you. This is Lawrence D. Adams. When spirituality and the game combines, you have to think in class. If this doesn't work, it's your own ass fault. Put it to work. Put in the work, point out the lies, and you'll see how you pivot in your environment. That's it. That being said, that is it for today. The number today is True Savage is here. True Savage, give us the number. Because I seen you popped in. I know you be working at that special place that you work at. Well, there, you True Savage that you there. Put that number in there, that angel number. You know, you work at that special place. Special combination. You and I. Put that in there. True Savage, are you there? Put that number in there so we can get ready to roll. There it is. Ready to take off this Friday. All right. 718 is the number. Okay. 718 is the number. Shout out to True Savage. Y'all like the whole new setup, the new two different camera shots? I'm working on another one. If I get this other one, it'll be like, bam, 2 different camera shots. Let me see. Did I go through? Oh, it didn't switch. Shoot, I gotta mix. Did it switch? Nope, it didn't. Let me get this right here. Gotta put it on here. There we go. Whoop. 718 is the number for today. 718. Working on. We got 2 different camera shots. Shout out to. You're making it happen. I'm about to upgrade some more stuff. I'm gonna go in tonight. Go into the lab. You're gonna see some more graphics come along and things coming up. I got something I'm gonna work on. I gotta study it tonight. When I study it tonight and put it together, baby, it's gonna be something. Yes, the camera is dope. So I got to do different camera shots. One right here and then one over there. So I can actually switch between the 2 and talk like I want to. And I'm still free because I don't like to be tied up with a head. You know, people, and I'm not gonna say everybody having headphones on and all. I like to be free. I like to move around and use my hands. So yeah. So somebody get the angel number in there. There we go. 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 When the angels begin to show you the number 718, that is often the encouragement to begin trusting your intuition more, as well as to be more confident about your ability to achieve success and accomplish your goals and desires. The angel wants you to believe that you can accomplish anything you desire if you trust it is possible and you expect to overcome. Uh-oh, there's the other angel number. All right. From angels. Encourage you to take action and to really know yourself. Bing bong. And every level as only through self-knowledge and trust can you trust in your own power and your ability to gain true sense of your own worth, bring you to the compass to follow your dreams. Oh, it resonates. Yes, it does. Let me read with this. The Jerk Chicken Fund is a manifestation for supporting the channel. Come on, man. Yeah, man. But John the W, I'm glad you said that. Let me see if I can put this on camera. Uh-oh, I think I can do it. So what I got today, because I had to go do a couple of errands, let me move the camera over here. So I'm going to drop this camera down. Let me see if I can drop this camera down. You're going to see what I'm going to show you. And I do have on clothes underneath. I do have, I don't want nobody to think. I want to see if we can do this. What we're going to move this camera here. I feel like somebody else. Look what I got here, man. We got some jerk chicken, man. Let me put some lights on it. Some jerk chicken, man. Some plantain and some cabbage. Yeah, dog. I like this new camera shot, man. I love it a lot. Look at that. Some jerk. You can't really because it keep blurring out, I know. You got the jerk chicken. Let me move it back. Jerk chicken, plantain, beans and rice. Yeah, man. Yeah. I happened to get it early today. Let me switch to the other camera. So, yeah. So, I got that. I don't know why I got it early today, but, It was so cool to do. Let me read these comments right here. We got to go. The angel wants you to believe that you can achieve anything you desire if you trust it is possible in your expectation of outcome. The angel number 718 encourage you to take the time to really know yourself. I think I read that right there. Okay. Angel number. Okay. Yeah, man. Look at them proteins, man. Yeah, man. Plantains. Man, I had to get some jerk chicken, some plantain, you know. I had to go early. So shout out to everybody. So you guys like to let me know if you like the new camera angles that I've been working on. If you like them, let me know in the chat room so I can go between camera shots and be like, hey, hi there. Let me adjust this. Boom. Man, sure like I got bag under my eyes, but you know, it is what it is. If you like the new camera shots of what I'm doing, let me know. Just upgrading what LDA do, the whole LDA thinking class experience, because it ain't about me, it's about you. If you like it, let me know. You like the new camera shots, I'm able to go from here to over here. Hey guys, how are you? This is run straight from my phone over here. It's straight from the phone. And this right here is straight right there. Like, if you like the new shots, let me know. And I got some more thing. Yeah, so I got some other thing. I guess some graphics are going to come in next. Some 3D graphics going to come in next. I can't give it all away, but when somebody donates, something going to be like, you'll see. I'm working. With that being said, this is Lawrence E. Adams. I got to go eat some jerk chicken, man. Go get busy. Let's get this music going. See it on the flip-flop. Peace at Beard Grease. I'm out of here. It is a delay. I see it's a delay, but I'm out. I need a jerk chicken emoji. Yeah, you gotta find one. Hey man, I gotta end the show. Oh, let me the music came on. Oh my God. Uh-oh, gotta go.